So you add one more, cut one down, you will never get full. Just one digit different, so you will never get full like the ancestor level, or even your secret level. But you can work on one part. This part not right, you work on it. So like, oh, it's hands like that, like yesterday you asked. So around, so you work on it and correct it, get better. And then at the end, you're so familiar, so clear, and then you practice without thinking, and just go internal. So that's why it takes a long time even to form like that. It's your lifetime friend. More you know that, more benefit you will get. It's a good friend because only helps. They don't argue with you. Okay, any question?
Just about the amount of time to practice. If you do the form several times, what is a good number to do? If you've got time. If you've got time.
Everybody different. You finish first time, I still find not enough. The second time you find, you do it, actually you got more benefit. Because your body more loose and you feel more comfortable. And the third time even better. And after the third time, you find it's enough, then stop. Your body will tell you. If you find enough to carry on practice, that means the cup is full, you pour the water in it, it will spill out. And then pull out some of your good energy too. So sometimes over practice, it will make you tired. Feel good, stop. You can practice later on. Another 3-4 hours, 2-3 hours. Yeah, that's fine. I do all the time. You feel your energy low, go out and practice, even just 5 minutes, come back. 10 minutes horse stand, first 64, some Tai Chi, even sitting. Because everything I studied from Qigong to Tai Chi, Ha Qigong, all good for health. It must be. Otherwise will not last that long. But yesterday, somebody asked me the story about when we go to a Chinese restaurant, someone pour you the tea, what will you do? Tap. This story tells, I think this may be 10,000 times. In Qing Dynasty, Qing. Now remember, Kiwis pronounces Qing Dynasty. Around, let's say, 300 years ago. That's a very famous emperor. Qianlong, he liked to go out of the palace to visit the people and want to see what people are doing and how they're enjoying their life, how they doing, and is everything okay in his room. So he will dress up like ordinary person. Of course, he's an emperor. That has a lot of bodyguards and ministers and even general next to him, the personal guard, very high-level martial arts. So I went to a restaurant just like a merchant. Sit down, call the tea, food, everything come along. So emperor, that clothes, shoes, he doesn't need to do anything. Just hold the hands like that. The servant will put the clothes on. They lift up the leg, they will put the shoes on him. So from the day he born, he had never known how to put the clothes on, tie his shoes. That's how you be an emperor. I'm sure that the British emperor in the past probably be like that too. But it's not very good way for the Qigong practice. You don't do anything, it's not very good for health. So that's why they are not healthy, but they have lots of good nutrient, herbs, food for them to keep them living. So they're different. They might not do exercise, but they have a lot of good nutrients things. Liver is not good, there's good liver medicine, there's good heart medicine, kidney medicine. So all kind of things. And then too hot, they have air conditioning. Old time don't have air conditioning. They carry the ice from up north, bring it to China, Beijing, to cool down the room. So you think there must be a big, huge block of ice, and wrap it up with so many cloth, like a tea coating, and then travel a couple hours, bring down to the palace, and then it was smaller, but still, But you put a big block of ice in the palace, of course, cool down, isn't it? And then just keep going, bringing down. That's how they old-time air conditioning in China. Okay, so we go to the restaurant, sit down, everybody pouring tea, eat food, and suddenly, you pick up a teapot, pour tea to one of the ministers. Of course, that's quite unusual. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't serve anybody. But we just did it. And then the minister kneeled down on the floor because the emperor gave them tea. So he looked at it, no, cannot do that. If somebody sees it, it's really obvious, something not quite right. I'm just merging in this restaurant, in the city. So he said, next time, if I did that, what you do is do it like that, like kneel down with 2 fingers. So it means respect. So, and then this story spread out to the city and passed to the whole China after 2000 years. And then people just do like that, and it become lazy 2-finger taps. Yeah. Whether this story true or not, but that's all we know. Yeah, the story. Tap, tap, tap. Means thank you. So you don't need to say thank you. Also, if you have a cup of tea, you don't want to drink all of them, but somebody will still fill it up your tea. That's a courtesy. So you don't say, hey, don't give me tea. Because Chinese like food. You're not used to, when I was little, there's a clay pot full of rice. And it always a writing, food. Yeah. Rice must be full. Cup must be full. It means a satisfaction. Also, you never have no tea to drink. You never have no rice to eat. So all the rice pot, that always a writing with the red label, food. Yeah, food. And so somebody pour you tea, keep it. And also, if you like to drink, the wine or beer, her bottle to also fill it up full, whether you drink or not. That's courtesy. So you don't need to stop it. You don't like to drink all of them, don't drink it, just leave it full. So you have all this superstitious energy, auspicious energy. So good for your love. So you don't need to stop it. And the worst is turn the cup upside down because you don't want to drink tea. Because it means kind of dead. Top is live, turn around is dead. So do not do that. And if you have bowl of rice, don't put the chopstick on the bowl of rice. Only dead people do because they worship like a joystick. So if you're not used to Chinese culture, if somebody have accident or somebody go to a grave, they will give the ancestor a bowl of rice. They like rice, and then maybe put a joystick in it and then worship. So your rice should not have anything stick on it. So it means dead as well. So have to be aware of this. And also that's a bowl, empty bowl. Some kids like to lock it, making music with the chopstick. Tung, 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 tung. Also means beggar. Ask for food. So beggar in the streets in China, old time, they like to hit the bowl to ask for food. So don't let your kid do that, and then at the end they will turn out to be a beggar. So it's always superstitious. Because as what kind of energy you see, what kind of things might happen. Of course, that at the end is most important. You make yourself balance. If you notice yourself, if things happen, like you drive a car, suddenly you see another car cut you, and you almost have accident. And then after not long, maybe another corner, you will find another almost cut you too. Because that moment in time have that kind of energy. In Chinese Qigong, they talk about changing, the book of changing, what things, why change? Because the universe energy, it change. So you know, in the old time, the prediction would fold the coins to find out yin yang to tell your future. Because that moment in time, what kind of energy you have. So you will see, you know, if you almost have an accident, it will not happen once. I'm sure your grandmom told you, bad things always happen more than once. So Chinese always notice too, anything happen, always continue in that around time. So that's all this why Chinese so superstitious, because we see the energy in the nature. If we, you know, when things not good, it will happen again. So we will stop the kid to do all these things or other things happen. So that's the story about knock knock and all some Chinese culture. In the old day in China, that's a scholar. His name called Qi. Very good scholar, very educated. He worked with the minister. One day the minister go out for hunting. So he caught a deer and then told Qin Siba, take it back my home. So he followed the order, took the deer back to home. And on the way, he found there's a little deer follow him. That means obvious, the deer is the mother and the little deer is the children. So he found very bad, took the little deer's mother, so he decided to release the deer. So the deer went with the little deer went back. When he get back and the minister come to the house, see, where's my deer? And he told him, I released it because I saw the little deer follow, so I feel very bad to take the mother. So the ministers not feel fine, you not follow my order, fire him. So went back home, just keep his study. After many years, suddenly he have a letter. The minister want him to come back home, come back to work for him, work for his son. The minister have a newborn baby and then grow old enough to study. You know, 3 years old. Usually in China, 3 years old start to go to study. They don't know anything, but they're very good memory, so they read them all the history, poem, the rules, so the Confucius, so they can read it by heart with them. This is like you see children, they watch a TV, they can sing all the advertising song. Yeah. And then repeat all this animation, they can act, they can sing, because they're full of memories. So children from 3 to 12 in China old time only study for memory. So when they're older, they learn how to analyze what's the meaning of those poems and education. So, and he invited him back to his place to teach his children. And then one of the assistants for the ministers asked the minister, last time you just fire him, how come you bring him back here to teach your children? The minister said, if someone saw a deer be caught and then saw the little deer and release the deer, disobey the order, that person have great compassion. If someone have that good compassion, teaching our children must be a good teacher. Small events, things can see the whole picture, also see the person. Yeah. We develop not just Qigong, but also more you develop the observation. From observation, you see a lot of result. Cause and effect. Okay, short break.